Hello, my name is Jade Powell. I am a certified, registered, insured, trauma-informed yoga instructor based out of Boulder. This video I am creating for MESA, the virtual interview, in response to Christina's email request for a video of what I have to offer. So let's get started in a comfortable seat. Any seat that serves you best, where your hips might be a little bit above your knees. You might like to sit on a blanket. Any shape that is going to allow for you to safely drop into your practice. Find a tall spine and start to root your sits bones down into the earth. A slight pinch of your shoulder blades to broaden through your heart space. Start to find soft breath. This might be the first time today that you are noticing your breath. And from here, take the seat of the observer. Listen to your breath. And what it has to say today. If it feels safe and okay in your body, you might gaze down the tip of your nose and start to bring your awareness there. If it's available, seal your lips and start to breathe through your nose. Let your inhale breath be warming, and your exhale breath be cooling out the tip of your nose. Maybe invite a slight tuck of your chin to reach a little bit taller through the crown of your head. Align through your energy centers. Now that we've arrived together in this space, start to take gentle movement from side to side in your torso. Make big circles in your spine, rocking forward and back. And take it in the other direction. Bring your heart forward. You might like your fingertips beside you for a sense of grounding. And let your circles evolve into larger circles. Maybe leaning back up onto the top of your sits bones. And drawing your heart forward. Eventually make your way through center. Breathe both arms high up overhead. Gentle twist left hand to your right knee. Your right hand can create length behind you. Place your right hand down by your sacrum. And every inhale will bring you a little bit of length. Reach through the crown of your head. And every exhale, if it's available, twist a little bit deeper. And work to find a balance between effort and ease. Not pulling yourself too much into the shape, just allowing yourself to be where your hands fell. One more cycle of breath here. Your inhale will bring you back up through center, hands high. Right hand to left knee. Take a twist off towards the left side of your space. You can let your chin fall in towards your chest. A little gesture of reverence for yourself. Maybe your peripheral vision takes you to the back of the room. Soft breath. One more breath cycle. Inhale will bring your hands high. And exhale, you can fold over your crossed legs. Plant your hands on the earth in front of you. Start to round through your upper back. A soft fold here. And inhale your hands high up overhead. Exhale, hands through heart center. Switch out the cross of your legs. Inhale, breath breathes your arms up overhead. And gently fold forward over your opposite leg. And round through your upper back. Feel the aponic energy rising from the earth. And inhale, breath rolls up the length of your spine. Plant your hands. Make your way through to a tabletop. Invite a tuck to your toes, downward facing dog. First time here today. You might like to pedal your feet out. Bend generously into your knees. This inversion where our heart space is above our head. We get this opportunity to see life from upside down. Take one more breath in your downward facing dog. Inhale, breath, you'll look towards the top of your space and take 10 tiny steps to get there. We'll meet at the top of the mat, forward fold, let your head hang heavy. Generous bend in your knees. Let the weight roll into the ball mounds of your feet. Interlace your fingers at your low back. Chest expansion, draw your knuckles towards the top of our space. Bend generously into your knees and let your head hang heavy here. Bend into your left knee, gaze off towards the right side of our space. Maybe your left heel lifts off of the mat. Take an inhale, breath, come up through center, halfway lift. And exhale, twist, gaze to the left, bend into your right knee. Inhale, breath brings you back up through center. Exhale is a forward fold. Let your head hang heavy, release your hands. Inhale, roll up the length of your spine. Make a big circle with your hands, hands high. And exhale, let your shoulders settle down your back. The weight of the world does not need to sit there. Inhale, breath, lift your heart. And exhale is a forward fold, swan dive. Inhale, halfway lift, find a flat back. Bring your palms to your thighs or your shins and energetically press your palms back into your thighs or your shins and palms, thighs or shins back into palms. Inhale is a high plank. Step back to the top of a push-up. And from here you can go knees, chest, chin, or a slow descent to the earth. Inhale, hinge forward, and slow control lower to the earth. Brush your toes back. Let your third eye rest on the mat, your forehead. Inhale is a cobra pose. Roll your shoulders up and back. Gaze gently at the mat. Find length in your spine. Take the wrinkles out of the back of your neck. Exhale, let your third eye rest. Inhale, press up through tabletop or high plank. Exhale, we'll meet in downward facing dog. Walk your big toes to touch. Let your knees fall wide, child's pose. Let your seat sink towards your heels. Let your forehead rest on the mat if available. Know that all of my cues are just options. Anything that is serving you, I'll encourage you to take, and anything that is not serving you today, I'll encourage you to skip. Listen to the intuition of your own body. Know that you are your best teacher and I am merely your guide. And from a child's pose, we'll link back up in downward facing dog. Tuck your toes, send your seat high. Bend generously into your knees. Take an inhale breath and look towards the top of your space. Take 10 tiny steps to get to the top of the mat. Forward fold at the top of our space. Let your head hang heavy. Interlace your fingers at your low back and let your mono knuckle float towards the top of your mat. Your belly is resting on your thighs. Take an inhale breath, find a halfway lift, flat back with the chest expansion. And exhale is forward fold, release the chest expansion. Inhale, hands high, make a big circle with your hands. And this time, exhale, breath, cactus, your arms lifted back, bend. Rotate your pinky tips inwards and send your gaze high. Inhale, breath brings you back up through center. And exhale, this time cactus off towards the right side of our space. Square your hips towards the front of your mat. Maybe gaze to the back of our space. Inhale, breath brings you back up through center. And exhale, twist off towards the left side of your space. Inhale, breath brings you through center. Exhale, swan dive, forward fold. Let your head hang heavy. Inhale, halfway lift to reset in your spine. Find a flat back. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, press up to a high plank, top of a push-up. And energetically push the earth away here. Second time, traction the heels of your hands and the ball mounds of your feet in towards one another. Gaze towards the top of the mat. And from here, knees, chest, chin, lower. Come all the way to the earth. Brush your toes back. Let your forehead rest on the mat. Inhale, low cobra pose. Engage through your belly. Lift your heart and your chin off of the mat. Press through the tops of your feet. Maybe so much so that your knees lift. Exhale, let your third eye rest. Inhale, press up through a tabletop position or a high plank, depending on your energy levels. And we'll meet in downward facing dog. Exhale your breath. Walk your big toes to touch. Knees out wide, child's pose. Let your forehead rest on the earth. Start to tap in here. Child's pose is a very grounding and calming shape for the nervous system. Child's pose allows us to turn our attention inward toward what we might be in need of, allowing us to access what our body might need from us. And today, in this moment, that's just your attention. And take one more breath cycle here. Tuck your toes. We'll meet in downward facing dog. Exhale your breath. Plant your hands, send your seat high. Inhale, gaze to the top. Take 10 tiny steps to get to the top of your mat. Forward fold. Let your head hang heavy. Inhale, halfway lift, flat back. Reach through the crown of your head. And exhale is a forward fold. Roll the weight into the ball mounds of your feet. Inhale, make a big circle with your hands. Reach your fingertips high. Exhale, shoulders settle. Inhale, breath, find length, lift your heart. Exhale, this time is a twist off towards the right side of your space. Let your right arm sweep down and back. Just open up towards the right side of our space. You can invite a bend into your elbows to soften through your shoulders. And an inhale breath will bring you back up through center. Exhale, vertical twist off towards the left side of your space. Switch it out. Dial your right hip towards the back of the room. Soft gaze. An inhale breath will bring you back up through center. Let your palms connect, open heart, forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift in your spine. Exhale, high plank. Step back to the top of a push-up. And from here, you can slow descent to the earth from your high plank, or you can lower your knees, your chest, and your chin. Last cobra pose. Let your third eye or forehead make contact with the mat. Brush your toes back. Inhale, low cobra. Roll your shoulders up and back. Engage through your belly. Exhale, let your third eye rest. Inhale, press up through a tabletop or a high plank. And exhale, breath will meet in downward facing dog. Walk your big toes to touch. Let your knees fall wide. Child's pose. Check back in with your connection to your breath, with your connection to how you are doing in this moment. Maybe a note of gratitude for showing up to your mat. Maybe a note of gratitude for your openness and willingness to learn about yourself. This time that you're spending here with yourself. One more breath cycle in child's pose. Plant your hands. We'll meet in downward facing dog. Tuck your toes. An inhale breath, you'll gaze towards the top of your space. And take 10 tiny steps to get there. Forward fold at the top of your mat. Inhale, find a half lift in your spine. Moving on, exhale, low lunge. Let your left leg step back. Ground your back knee here. And hands will frame your front foot. Climb up onto your right thigh for monkey lunge. Inhale, breathe your arms up overhead. And find a soft bend in your elbows and let your shoulders just settle down your back. And if you have any knee sensitivity, a pad or a double wrap of your yoga mat will work just fine. Inhale, you're breathing your fingertips up overhead. And exhale, breath is a vertical twist. Let your right arm sweep down and back. Same as when we were standing, but we have the lunge dynamic now. Breathe into this twist. One more breath cycle here. Exhale, let everything go. Inhale, breath brings you back up through center. Exhale, low lunge, hands come to frame your front foot. Inhale, half split, straighten-ish your right leg. Flex your right toes in towards your face. Maybe you roll your heel out here from side to side, investigating your hamstring muscles. And then inhale, breath, crawl forward, low lunge. Quarter turn over your left shoulder, wide leg forward fold. Let your head hang heavy. Roll the weight into the ball mounds of your feet. Invite a soft bend into your knees. Inhale, find a half lift in your spine, flat back. Exhale, quarter turn to the top, low lunge. Inhale, gaze to the top. Exhale, forward fold. Left foot comes to meet your right. Let your head hang heavy. Inhale, halfway lift, flat back. And exhale, forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, let's even out. Step your right toes behind you, low lunge. And ground your back knee. Hands are framing your front foot. Climb up onto your left thigh. Inhale, hands high for monkey lunge. Let your shoulders soften. Find a single unmoving point of focus. Steady eyes will allow access to a steady mind. Inhale, breath to find length, reach. Exhale is vertical twist. Let your left arm sweep down and back. Gaze towards the left side of our space. Notice how this side might be a little bit different. Can you meet it with compassion? Can you meet this side with grace? One more breath cycle. Inhale, breath brings you back up through center. Exhale, low lunge, hands come to frame your front foot. Inhale, half split, straighten-ish your left leg. Breathe into your hamstring. Roll your heel out on the mat. And explore what this pose, what this shape might have to offer for you. Inhale, crawl forward to a low lunge. Exhale, quarter turn over your right shoulder, wide leg forward fold. Bending into your knees, soft bend. Let your head hang heavy. From here, chest expansion. Interlace your fingers at your low back. Head hangs heavy. Draw your knuckles towards up overhead. Inhale, find a halfway lift in your spine. Exhale, release the bind. Inhale, quarter turn over your left shoulder, low lunge. Exhale your breath. Inhale, look forward. Exhale, forward fold. Right foot comes to meet your left. Let your head hang heavy. Inhale, halfway lift in your spine. Exhale, low lunge. Your left leg is going to step back. From here, seal the knife side edge of your left foot. So your left toes are at about 9 or 10 o'clock and your right toes are at noon, if we were looking at a clock. Inhale, warrior one. Breathe your arms up overhead. You're in a lunge in your right leg. You're working to square your hips towards the front of the room. So this is a closed hip posture. And fingertips are breathing up overhead. Warrior one is said to be the shape that helps us stand up for ourselves. And I think that's really sweet. Inhale to find length. Exhale, airplane torso. Let your fingertips sweep behind you. Gaze at the mat, still in the depth of our lunge. Puppeteer your triceps up behind you. And breathe into your heart space. Breathe into your right hamstring. Inhale, warrior one. Exhale, low lunge. Hands come to frame your right foot. Step back to a high plank, top of a push-up. And from here, you can do a slow control lower, knees, chest, chin to the earth. You can make your way through a tabletop cat and cow, or you can take a cobra pose, roll your shoulders up and back on an inhale breath. An exhale breath will meet up in downward facing dog. Inhale breath brings your gaze to the top of the mat. And exhale, take 10 tiny steps to get there. Forward fold at the top of your mat. Inhale, halfway lift to reset in your spine. And exhale is a forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, low lunge. Your right leg is going to step back. Seal the knife side edge of your right foot on the earth. Left toes are at noon this time. Right toes are at 2 or 3 o'clock if we were looking at a clock. And inhale, warrior one, come to rise. And notice that this side is going to look a little bit different. Work to square your right hip off towards the front of the room. Breathe into your power. Fingertips are high and shoulders are soft. Commit to the depth of your lunge. For one more breath here. Inhale, fingertips high. Exhale, airplane torso. Sweep your fingertips up behind you. Gaze just at the mat. Create length in the back of your neck. Spread wide through your fingers. Stay present. Stay breathing. Inhale, fingertips high, warrior one. Exhale, low lunge. Hands come to frame your front foot. Inhale, step to a high plank. And slow control lower. Knees, chest, and chin. Or you can move through a cat and cow. You can drop your belly and send your gaze through. And then exhale is downward facing dog. Inhale, look through to your hands. And exhale, come through to a seat. Make your way into a supine position. You'll be laying on your back. And from here, draw your knees in towards your chest. Give yourself a loving squeeze. Stamp the soles of your feet on the mat. And windshield wiper your legs from side to side. Toe heel your feet about hips width distance or wider, and let your knees rest on one another, constructive rest. Bring one hand to your heart, one hand to your belly. Feel the rise and the fall of your chest space. Notice your life source. From here, both knees point towards the sky. Cross your left leg over your right like you are sitting at a desk. And let your knees fall off towards the right side of your space. You can bring a block or some kind of prop under your knee to bring the earth a little bit closer to meet you. We're in a gentle twist. Gaze wherever feels safe and okay in your body. From here, we'll switch it out. Draw your knees towards the sky. Uncross your left leg. Hook your right knee over your left as if you were sitting at a desk. And let both of your knees fall off towards the left side of your space. Gentle twist. Take your gaze wherever feels appropriate. If it feels safe, you can shut down the windows of your eyes. Draw both knees up to center. Give yourself a loving squeeze. Lift your shoulders and your head off of the mat. Lift your tailbone off of the mat. Scrunch into your toes. Furrow up your eyebrows and scrunch up your nose. One last final exertion. And if it feels safe, you can come to final Shavasana, resting pose. You'll lay back on the mat. Let your palms face upward for receiving of all energy that is loving and kind. And your legs will fall long. Let your body become heavy. And if it feels safe, or if you have a blanket nearby, you might like a blanket to cover yourself. And start to drop in to your Shavasana. This is where the natural rescue remedy in the body allows for physical pollutants and toxins to be released after pulling and stretching our muscles, listening to our breath. We'll be here for just a minute. Start to deepen your breathing. Gently guide your awareness back to your breath. We'll take a collective breath together. Inhale, fill up. And exhale, deflate completely. And as you're ready, we'll press up to meet in a comfortable seat to close out our practice. Bring your hands together at heart center. Comfortable seat that serves you best. And bring your thumbs up to your third eye center, your inner insight. And perhaps a moment of gratitude for the commitment to yourself that you've shared for this time. And this work is very important, and it benefits us all greatly. Inhale for a tall spine, and exhale, bow forward. Thanks for watching. I hope that this was of benefit to you. And sorry for going over by a couple minutes. Timing has never really been my thing. If you liked, please let me know. You know how to contact me. And again, my name is Jade Powell, and this was a 30-minute trauma-informed yoga introduction for MESA. Thank you.